Hi, hey, it's Linda Anderson here from Linda Lou Creates. Thanks for stopping by today. I want to share with you just some quick ways to bump up your cards or step them up. And what I'm using here to do that is additional layers of cardstock. So let me just kind of show you how we started off, going directly onto the card base with these layers of designer series paper, adding another layer, and adding even more layers. I love layers of cardstock. I feel like that's my way of adding more color into my card. So yeah, thanks for joining so I can share my excitement here with these cards with you. So first up, I wanted to show you this is the stamp set that I'm going to be using. This is coming out of the new mini catalog that's coming out January of 2021. So just around the corner, it will be available, and it comes as a bundle. There is a punch that goes with that. So let's start off with card number one. I don't want to say the simplest one, but this is the one where we are going to adhere our papers directly to the card base. Now my card base is the Thick Whisper White. I love top folding cards, so that makes this 11 by 4 1/4, scored right in the middle at 5 1/2. Yes, I've already stamped on my sentiment and my insides as well. Here I'm using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I love the crisp black on white with my sentiments. I just love that. So a couple more new things that are coming up I want to share with you. Excuse me. This paper, for example, this designer series paper, double-sided, you can get for free during celebration. Celebration this year will be January and February of next year. That's 2021. A $50 purchase, and you could, for free, receive this pack of paper if you so choose. There's a little mini catalog of only celebration items, and this is part of it. So lots of great stuff in there. Now this paper, however, is part of, if you decide to join as a demonstrator, you will receive for free 5 packs. That's 5 packs of 40 sheets of 6x6 designer series paper. It is what will be coming out in the new annual catalog. So this is the Brights. This is the Flirty Flamingo, so it comes out of the Brights. There's also then the Regals, the Subtles, and also the Brights. And don't forget too, then you're going to have the in colors, the ones that are the new ones for this year. So we're talking the Bumblebee, Misty Moonlight rather, sorry. I'm so excited about this paper. So, oh, and neutrals, that's the 5th pack that you will receive. So that's a lot of paper. That is a lot of paper, so that you'll be able to get. So I wanted to tease you a little bit with this, seeing the new designs of those packs of paper that are coming out. If you like the fact that you get your hands on stuff early, well, let me tell you, being a demo, you get that chance to do it. It's so fun. So anyway, I guess you want to know, I'm all excited about the paper. I guess you want to know what the measurements are. Don't worry if you don't get it from me here. I will have down in the description a free tutorial that you can print off and get all these measurements. But to let you know that this designer series paper is called Flower and Field, and it measures 5 1/2 by 2. This Flirty Flamingo out of the new Brights 6x6 is 4 by 1 1/2. Okay, so let me go ahead and we're going to get this adhered right down to our card base. So I'm going to start first with the Flower and Field DSP. Okay, now, yeah, I have to turn my cards sideways so I can see what I'm doing. So I like to make sure that I'm flush at the top, and using that liquid glue gives me a little bit of wiggle room with it so I can get it lined up. That way, if I cut it just a little too long or what have you, I am able to then just trim it off at the bottom here. But that looks pretty good actually. All right, so there's that. And then now the 4 by 1.5 inch piece will go right over it. There's no rhyme or reason as to how far in I laid this down. I just put it down. How's that? Now, for my main focal image, I have a piece of basic black. This measures 3 5/8 by 2 1/4 because I have a piece of Whisper White that I die cut using the stitched rectangles. And this measures about 3 1/8 by 1 3/4. So I just went 1/2 inch bigger than with my black. Now this is the same image that I'm going to use throughout all the cards. So these measurements won't change at all. So what all I did was, here I have the large stem, the large flower stem, and I have some Flirty Flamingo ink. So all I did was stamp it right onto my rectangles here. Okay, and yeah, this is how I can see. Sorry. And I hope I don't bump the camera with my head. All right. And there we go. There's that beautiful spray of flowers. All right, so let's adhere this down to the black. Now, you're not going to have to watch me stamp the other ones. The other 2 cards, I have all that stamping done. So I even have them adhered because I want to put dimensionals on it, so that way those are already on. So let's go ahead and pop some of those on. I get made fun of how many I put on, and that's okay. That's one thing with stamping, you make it yours. Whatever you like is how you do it. All right, we're almost done with the first card. It's going that fast. The other ones will go quickly also. It's just that extra time of adhering some additional layers down. So, but otherwise, the layout is pretty much the same. Okay. So I have my sentiment already there. Again, that comes from that Dragonfly Garden. And let me pop on a few rhinestones. So let me just pop a few. We'll go here. Yeah. And here. One more. Down here. No, I like it over here in the pink. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now that is card number 1, adhering directly down to your card base. Let's go and see card number 2. Now really the couple things that I changed is adding the additional layers. So I have a piece of Whisper White and I've layered that onto some Bumblebee. So let me pull that in here. I still have the same card base, the top folding. All right. Now I have a piece of Whisper White that is 4 by 5 1/4, and that's where I stamped my sentiment. So now, because I'm going to layer it up, my Bumblebee is 1/8 of an inch bigger. So we're talking 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So let's go ahead. And the only measurement that has changed on the Designer Series paper is on this piece, this Field and Flower. It, instead of being 5 1/2 inches long, is 5 1/4 inches long. And that's just to fit the length of that Whisper White. It's still 2 inches wide. So this time I just changed it up a little bit and I put it flush with the left side. All right. So let me get that in there. There we go. So, whoops. That's one of the things that I like about and also hate about, I don't want to say, hate seems like such a strong word, that can happen is that it'll wiggle around when you don't want it to. So once it gets adhered down, you're good. So let me go ahead and get this piece now of the Flirty Flamingo, the new Flirty Flamingo Brights DSP. 1.5 by 4. And I will just go ahead and adhere that down. Now this piece will get adhered straight down to the bumblebee layer. So we are just adding, I'm pulling in that bumblebee color just to get another color in here. As you can see it in here, it's really going to make those flowers in this flower and field DSP pop. This can go down to now the card base. From here, you know what? Everything else is going to be the same. The stitched rectangle is going to be the same. The black layer, the basic black, is going to be the same. So that's what I mean. Stepping it up doesn't mean you have to add tons and tons of stuff. Just a little tweak here and there, and you know, you've got it. So, okay, so yeah, here is my main focal point. The same thing like I was just saying. I'm going to pop it down. And now we need to add some rhinestones. So I'll bring those back and add those. You can certainly change up where you're putting the rhinestones. Sometimes I liked where they were placed, so I'm leaving it. I'm putting it the same way on all the cards. All right, here we go. Card number 2 with that additional layer of the white, and then putting the bumblebee behind it. All right, we're going to add even more layers now. How is that possible, you ask? Well, now we're going to put layers behind each of the pieces of the designer series papers. Okay, so see how we're still building up the same. Let me pull in all the pieces and parts for it. The same top folding card base, the Whisper White. All right, that same piece of Whisper White, the 4 by 5 1/4, and the same bumblebee, the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. All right, so now the only changes, the focal image, still the same. All right, but here we go with a few changes on the designer series paper. I've got some layers of cardstock to bring in yet one more color, and the color that I'm pulling in is Pool Party. So I have changed up a little bit the measurements of this paper, this flower and field. Now this one measures 5 by 1 7/8. My Flirty Flamingo is just 1/8 of an inch bigger, so we're talking 5 1/8 by 2. Okay, so let me go ahead. Let's get this adhered together. I feel like my style of stamping is relatively clean and simple, but golly, I do like the layers. I love adding, like I said, that color and those additional layers then. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this put down to the white. Okay. You know what? Let me just grab the white. So let's see if I can get this on here. Now there's only an 1/8 of an inch margin here on the designer series paper to the pink, and then also that's kind of what I'm trying to go for with the white as well. All right, so let's bring in now this Flirty Flamingo here. Now I kept the designer series paper the same, so that means it's 4 by 1 1/2. And then the Pool Party, I just added an 1/8 of an inch to that. So we're talking then, for the Pool Party, it is 4 1/8 by 1 5/8. So I just have that little bit of Pool Party peeking out from that. Okay, so let's adhere this down. So, okay. There we go. Oh, this is exciting. I just love seeing how this just how it all builds up. Let's go ahead, guys, though, first, and let's put this down to my bumblebee. Okay. Try and get this all. There's no right or wrong, no rhyme or reason on how to, putting it all together. And I usually like to try and get, like, I want to make sure that everything fits on the white first before I adhere it to the next layer, and to the card base. So I think that's kind of the way I'm going. Then, keep in mind, if you're going to add any ribbon, which of course we're not, but if you were going to add any ribbon, this is when you would want to put that on, so that it's hidden. The tails come around to the back. You can adhere it there to the back before putting it down. So let me get that. And now my focal point, that beautiful spray of flowers. Now don't feel like that you have to color in that spray. That's what, when I first look at stamp sets that have outline images like this, that's where my mind goes to right away. And I need to quit doing that, because look, no need, right? It looks just as beautiful just in the pink. So don't feel like I said, that you have to color it in. So I get myself caught up on that. Okay, last thing here, this rhinestone. And here we go with card number 3 with all the layers. So let me bring them all back in. So this is the one with everything layered up. Here we just have, we've added then the white with adding a layer behind with that bumblebee. And here is the simple version where we all started, going directly down to that card base. Love them all. Like I said, there is a free printable tutorial down in the description, so please help yourself. That way you'll get all the measurements and all of the what all you need. Supplies are even listed there too. If you are in need of working with a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please give me a holler. Shoot me an email. My email address is lindaloucreatescards@gmail.com. Send me a note. Leave me a comment down in the comment section here on YouTube. That would be great too. I ask that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That helps me out a lot. And I just want to say thank you once again for joining me. I really do appreciate you guys hanging with me, and enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks again. And I hope you get a chance to create today. Bye now.